Alright, chat. Sunday market open. So, I already basically finished marking out my charts and what the fuck it is that I'm looking for, but I forgot to record, right? So, this is gonna be like a really quick video. This probably can be a short, but anyways, these are my main charts, my main symbols. As we can see, currently, I'm currently in a gold buy. Currently in a gold buy. You know, the smallest lot size here. My thoughts for gold is I think buyers can take this shit up to 71, right? And then after 71, maybe we continue going down, or maybe we continue tracing back up. But I definitely think this has enough potential to go to 71. But then I'm noticing how this candle is forming on top here. We have sellers here, so if this candle don't like close above 50, then we can cancel this buy. If it closes below, well, no, if this candle closes above 50, we can hold this buy. But if it closes below 50, then we gotta cancel that buy. That's my thoughts. And kind of like the same thing for silver as well, right? Because look how small this candle is forming. It means there's not enough buyers. Sellers is pressing this shit down. This is what happened here with the sellers. That's why this candle was so small, and then we had this big buy candle. You see? So yeah, I don't think, I'm starting to think that we don't have enough buyers for this, but I guess time will tell. Besides gold, so for this week I'll probably be looking for sells. I honestly think gold and silver might just start consolidating. There's a strong potential that gold might drop because we broke the weekly, right? So it might continue to drop here. We'll probably see this before the month end, probably, but you gotta remember it's summertime. There's not that much liquidity in this markets right now, so yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Gold right now, it's kind of unclear what it's gonna do next, but I started churning up some others. I have started charting up some other charts because the low liquidity on gold might just end up fucking me. Okay, see, I think I just might close all my buy positions on gold here. It's not looking too good. It is not looking too good. Can give it some more time to breathe. I mean, my stop losses are at like 40, right? But if I could exit earlier because I see this is not gonna work, I would prefer to exit earlier. Yeah, I don't think this buy is gonna work. Oh, hold on, chat. Show you the emotions. Yeah, so this is. Yeah. Yeah, there goes my stop losses getting hit. Okay, yeah, we're gonna call this, no, I don't wanna buy, that's not what I wanna do, Close positions. Yeah, yeah, so 25k account, we're gonna close out of here. Dang. I already hit stop loss for that one. Stop loss. So these are all my fun and half accounts. Instant code. We hit stop loss. Oh, this is the silver. We haven't hit stop loss yet, but it looks highly possible. I'll take the stop loss, honestly. I'll take this hit now. I'll just consider that as a stop loss hit. There's always tomorrow, bro. So okay, so almost everything is closed. I think everything is actually closed. I just want to make sure this is closed for sure. Yeah, so that's closed. Okay. Well, yeah, like it really wasn't looking too good for that candle because like it's way too small. Especially at 30-minute, I was kind of hoping it would have closed above, but it is what it is. So that girl buy was invalid. So the first account you saw was my live account. I made like $15 my live account. I've been holding that for the weekend. But anyways, back to what I was saying before. So I have marked up my NASDAQ charts, and honestly, I'm not currently seeing anything because like you can kind of consider this a no trade area because it like did a massive dump and it's kind of correcting right now. So yeah, I'm only looking for sales, honestly. If I go up to the weekly, since I started marking it out, if we break below here, which is what, 28,700, that's when I'm going to be looking for sales. My entry is here, and then I'll be looking to TP there. If you go on the daily, you can see it, major daily support. Once we break that, we can look to go down here. Pretty simple. US 30 is almost the exact same thing, except it looks better on US 30. Honestly, it looks really sexy on US 30 because the weekly is forming those. I really don't. I'm not meant to move that. So as you can see here, we have one candle, two candle, and this new one that's formed. I don't like making predictions, right? But this week here, for this weekly candle, it's a strong possibility that this is gonna hit down here. Really strong possibility, because not only do we have a gap, that's the first thing, we have a gap, then we have these two candles showing one, the seller started suppress the buyers. That's why this candle closed so small. The buyers kicked back in, but the sellers pushed it all the way back. Remember that. The candle opened here, went all the way up here, but ended up closing here, and it's black, so it means sellers won. And the next candle opened here. So yeah, it's showing, sellers are really showing their foot right now. So we just wait for that to play out, and that's basically what I'm looking for this week. Goal, possibly a retracement to continue selling, or maybe we just straight up free fall down to here. What would make me get in a sell to take this? I honestly don't know. That's like 3,000 pips, bro. Right? But like there really isn't anything, because you could look at it like this, right? We just broken this major daily support. You could start selling from now, and then you could just put your stop loss up here. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I got the trading thing, the trading games profit. It's actually not that bad. I'll close this one. If only I could have been up 8,000 actually. Yeah, I'll close this as well. Okay, I'll just wait for that. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, right, the cells, what I'm seeing, all these red lines are potential TPs. What I'm seeing is a cell. I'm seeing a cell to here. Because I think all the buyers are going, especially with NFP being good for the dollar. But like I say, this is just Sunday open, only time will tell. So see, there goes 40. Yeah. What would be the good conditions for me to take a sell? I honestly think it's possible for us to retrace back up here, honestly. So maybe throughout this week we retrace here, and then we can look for possible sells, or maybe we hit 42 first. Who knows? Who knows? I honestly don't have anything to say towards gold right now until we create some more structure. Yeah, we just have to create some more structure. But if anything, I think a retracement to 33, 3380, 3370, between 3370 and 3380, and then we could push up, down, before we push down to break 4315, and then 4274, and then 4174, and then finally 4000. That's my thoughts anyway. So yeah, that's it for my market analysis. Alright, back again with another market analysis. We are looking at the trio, silver, gold, and Bitcoin. Currently on silver. So right now, as you can see, this is the weekly time frame, and silver is on a downtrend as it has recently broken its recent weekly low. So now we have some questions for silver, because we're currently at this wick where when we reached here the first time, it bought back up, right? Now we're currently here. As seen with this wick, we've already pushed past the buyers down here, and we went to the second wick, right? And these buyers started to kick in, and last time these buyers kicked in, pushed us all the way back up here and basically started this whole retracement cycle, right? So now we're back here again. Well, we were back here, right? We didn't quite make it to 60. We went to 61, and then we started pushing back up. So now the question is, what is the next move for silver? My personal thoughts, seeing how we have news today at, let me put it on this week. So the CBI news yesterday, if you guys were in the market, the CBI news for yesterday created buying momentum because inflation came up higher than expected. It's like what, 4 point something percent. So yesterday, okay, here. So blue is New York, red is Asia, green is London, right? So New York opened at 7 o'clock, then you have 8 o'clock, 8 and 8:30. This is 8 o'clock, right? And then the news got released at 8:30. This is the first 30 minutes of 8 o'clock, and then this is 8:30. So once the news got released, we got this push from 64 all the way up to 65, right? That was like $1 and something cents. So yeah, that happened, and then after that, we started going down, and then I don't know at what point in time, Iron was like, since the U.S. attack, sorry, we're locking up the strait again. So y'all niggas just ain't getting that oil. So that was yesterday at maybe 7 o'clock. This is like during Asia session. I don't remember what time this was, but this was during Asia session. Alright. So that was, I think, I want to say it was like probably 2 hours into Asia session, which started probably kicking off these buyers right here. Alright, so we have the previous CVI data, which was bad for the dollar. So that started kicking in buyers for silver and gold, because I'm going to show you the same thing in the gold chart. And then we have the strait being fully shut down again. So yes, we are in a overall downtrend, but market sentiment is changing, in my opinion. Right, we got war news starting back up, and then we got today's news. So here's what I expect to see. I'm not predicting the future, but I think before news come, we might go back to 60, or we might just continue consolidating. But okay, this is the market, and we don't predict. So here's what I'm prepared for, and don't say here's what I expect. Here's what I'm prepared for. Right, let's go down to the daily. Not even a daily, slower than that. Okay, 4 hours seems perfect. Here's what I am prepared for. If silver gets a push, past this 65.7, okay, if silver goes above and goes to 66, then that's when I'm going to be most inclined to be buying, right? Get like a candle close 66, then I'm going to buy. If we go back down below 60, this is for the news wise. If we have a candle close above 66, then I'm gonna start looking to buy. But if we keep going down and keep forming these lows, then I'm still gonna continue to sell, right? So that's where I stand on this whole silver situation. As far as gold goes, it's basically the exact same thing. If we look on the weekly, we are, oh wow, I actually did not see that. As far as gold goes, we're at the weekly low. This is why I need to look at my trend. I haven't seen this, and it was in gold trading. Sorry, retracing. So yeah, you can essentially start looking at gold buys now, because this weekly low got break, then this one got break, and this was the last one. Now, if gold starts barreling down here, then it's gonna be a real big problem, right? But the odds of gold going down here would be like, this is the worst case scenario for sales. But I guess it'd be like heavy out, because that's easy sell. If gold somehow breaks past 39, it's easy sells down here. But this is why gold started buying back up. It's because we're at that weekly targeted low. currently, I think I'm gonna start looking at buys for gold, honestly. So yeah, now I'm looking at gold, and we're taking these two into consideration. Possible gold buys. All right, again, if it happens, and if inflation, if this news continues being this news, and inflation continues inflating, then we can possibly see gold buys go all the way up to 170 at most, right? Because the basic trend of buying and selling, right? So see, we created this all-time high and then people started to sell it. Sellers is always going to take it down to wherever there's buyers. That's why we got this wick right here, and then this buyers start to take it back up to the sellers. They tried, but the sellers were stronger, and they took it back down. It's a whole game of ping pong. So now we're here again. As you can see, there's sellers here, as indicated by my black candles, right? These sellers are strong because if they weren't that strong, then these buyers are strong down here. Because if the buyers weren't that strong, this wick would have been down here, and it would have been way past it. But because the buyers here are strong, not strong enough to push this back up and creates a massive wick like this, but strong enough to keep them from passing this level, right? So we're gonna draw a box here. Considering everything that's happening in the world, it is highly unlikely for gold to keep on selling these last 2 days of the week. So possibly, I think this is the end of the sellers. I think we've reached it. Like I said, we got this news, and then next week we don't have any news on Friday, but next week we have the most important news: rate cuts. And considering everything that's currently on the table, I think if we don't start seeing buys, that's right. So this was the gap. That's why I had that previous line there, because you know how gold goes. Once there's a gap, it's gonna fulfill it. And I saw the gap, and then I saw this. Although I didn't take this out because I didn't take this buy because I was already in a sale. But this would have been a good actual buy. But following the trend, I just didn't want to take that. Alright, so right now, New York isn't open yet. We don't really have enough volume. We're still in London. You know how London goes. London's consolidating. That's all it does. So we're waiting for New York. And we're waiting for news to see what's happening. Is there any recent news? Because I don't want to be caught out by surprise. 3 sailors killed in U.S. strike on oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman. U.S. and Iran trade fresh round of strikes with talk under pressure. That would lead to reopens airspace after temporary suspensions following Iran attacks. Do you think there's increase in pressure to get a deal? We'll see what happens. The only thing we can do is we can just sit down and wait. Right now, I don't want to trade this because this could be considered a no trade zone. Because if you get in the trade right here, you're either gonna have to wait a really long time or just get fucked by news. It's gonna come in Wall Street open. So this is a dangerous spot to come in. That's my goal analysis anyway.